Now, one thing on federal court cases, I track what's going on with gun cases when it comes to immigration. It's like a little side thing I have. I keep track of cases, and we had a decision in the Ninth Circuit. I think it was named like Greer or something like that. And to back it up, the federal statute on gun possession it generally says if you're a non-citizen, if you're not a green card holder or U.S. citizen, unless there's some sort of exception, it's federal offense to have a gun. And so a lot of people are getting busted on this. But Supreme Court 2 years ago said that you have to have knowledge because the statute has a mens rea aspect of it, which is wonderful that they did that, because a lot of people don't know. They go to a shooting range, and just by going to a shooting range, all of a sudden they're deportable. And so that's something if your clients have a gun, they should dispossess themselves of it once they have knowledge that it's against the rules, and it still will be fine. In this case, Ninth Circuit, the guy was on the H-1B, was bragging about having a gun and knowing you can't. Apparently, he was convicted. There was problems with the jury instruction, not mentioning the mens rea aspect. But the court in Ninth Circuit said, you know what? The guy put himself out there that he knew it was the rule anyway. So the jury instruction didn't make a difference anyway, because the facts were that. But I just want to add that, yeah, if you have cases pop up where your clients have, had guns, and, if they go to a USCIS marriage adjustment interview, that officer asks, have you, been to a shooting range before? That's not something that's a crime unless they had knowledge that it was a crime. So don't, it's a lot of misunderstanding, lack of knowledge on this area. I thought I'd share that. And TPS through Syria got a TPS renewal, FYI. So just share that little knowledge real quick.
I like I'm no expert in the gun cases, and they it rarely comes up in the immigration context, at least in a published decision. But I do like when it does come up. I can't remember it, but I think a couple of years ago there was a very favorable decision out of either the Fifth Circuit or the 10th Circuit. One of those Western states, more libertarian leaning. I just like the thought of when those cases come up, like with the judge, maybe a judge who doesn't have a progressive view of immigration, but who has a very progressive view of the Second Amendment. I just like, maybe their head explodes. They don't know what to do. They're caught between a vice. I do enjoy it. And it usually falls on the side of Second Amendment protections that are then very favorable to the immigrants. So I do like, and it happens with, it seems, Justice Gorsuch a lot, when their principles are they're not necessarily progressive on immigration issues per se, but their principles sometimes lead them down that path de facto. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, the immigration legal issues are always really interesting because of that. It's like the ugly stepchild that no one knows which way is going to go, or I'm not even sure that's a proper analogy or sample, but like just this random part of the law that is just so political yet so legalese at the same time. It's insane.
Yeah.